everyone, and welcome to the Knitty Heather podcast. This is the second of a two-part fall 2023 catch-up series where I am catching you up on everything that I've been up to. It's been a few months since I have podcasted, and so I just wanted to take the time and show everybody what I have been working on. Last episode, I talked about the things that I have finished in these last few months, and then today I'd like to tell you about everything that I am currently working on. This is my podcast where I love to share all about my knitting and everything I learn along the way. I especially love to knit socks, which you will see very soon. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoy yourself. Thanks for stopping by. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I truly do appreciate every single view, every single interaction from all you wonderful people out there. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to follow me, I am Knitty Heather on Instagram, and I would love to interact with you there. And any of the yarn and patterns I talk about will be listed and linked in the description box below. I have 4 socks and 3 other projects to tell you about, so let's get started. First, I will start with my socks. My first sock I'd like to show you is my November Desert Vista Dye Works sock for the 9th annual Desert Vista Dye Works monthly sock club. I have it in my cute little Disney Christmas bag from Stitching Plaza. This was one of the bags from Sockmas hosted by Knitty Natty a couple years ago. Here is my second sock. This colorway is called Oh Clark, inspired by National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and the kind of cover art from that movie. This cute little peppermint bark progress keeper is from the Gnome Knitter on Etsy. I'm using my 32-inch ChiaoGoo red lace needles. I use size 2, 2.75 millimeters for most of my socks. Here is what the yarn looks like in the cake. This is on her 80-10-10 Sparkle Zien base, which is so pretty. I did finish the first sock. So here is the sock completed. I'm doing these toe up. I did my normal wedge-shaped toe, 50 rounds up the foot. I did do a fish lips kiss heel, and then about 50 more rounds up the leg with 12 rounds of 2x2 rib for the cuff. I feel like I am on track to finish this second sock by the end of the month, and then I will just have one more to do for December, and I will have completed, I think, my 4th year of the Desert Vista Dye Works sock along. I always love working with her yarn. This is a pair of vanilla socks knit toe up with a fish lips kiss heel using the colorway Oh Clark from Desert Vista Dye Works on her sparkle base. My next sock I'd like to tell you about I have in my Hamilton project bag from Fate's Thread, and it is my Seahawks socks. I finished the first one. I did a fish lips kiss heel. I did do this cuff down. I did 20 rounds of a 2x2 rib, about 40 rounds down the leg, and 50 rounds down the foot before I did a rounded toe. This colorway is Cascade Heritage Prints in the colorway Seattle Stripes. Here's what it looks like in the cake. Very nice Seattle Seahawks colors. And here is my progress on the second sock. This cute little pumpkin progress keeper is from Pitter Patter Polymer on Etsy. I am using 32-inch ChiaoGoo red lace needles for magic loop on this sock as well. And I think I have about 10 or so more rounds down the leg before I start the fish lips kiss heel for this guy. So I'm hoping to have this done fairly soon. Not putting really any timeline, but I would like to have this done as close to the end of the month as I possibly can. We will see. This is just another vanilla sock. I am knitting cuff down following the vanilla socks on magic loop pattern by Kay Litton, the crazy sock lady. And I am looking forward to having another pair of Seahawk socks. I really only have one pair of Seahawk socks to wear during football season, so it'll be nice to have a second pair off the needles very shortly. This is a pair of vanilla socks knit cuff down using the vanilla socks on Magic Loop pattern by Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady, knit up in Seattle Stripes by Cascade Yarns Hawthorne Prints. My next sock is another pair of vanilla socks that I am also knitting cuff down. This is on 9-inch circulars, though this time I'm using my ChiaoGoo 9-inch circulars. This is the colorway Candy Corn by Legacy Fiber Arts. It was with a cute little sock set that I purchased a couple years ago. And I've got if I can turn it around the right way, I've got a cute little candy corn progress keeper from Pitter Patter Polymer. I am ready to start the heel flap on this second sock, which I will do in the contrasting color. So here's what the yarn looks like caked up. It came with this really pretty orange contrast that I'm using for the heel flap and turn. I did complete the first sock in this pair as well. So here's what it looks like with that nice heel flap. I did 20 rounds of 2x2 rib for the cuff, 50 rounds down the leg, and then 50 more rounds down the foot before I did the rounded toe. Again, this is following the vanilla socks on 9-inch circular pattern by Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady. Just thought I'd like to use a different technique, different method for knitting socks. And I think this is turning out so pretty. Don't you love all these speckled? Legacy Fiber Arts makes such beautiful yarn. This is on their 75/25 steel toes base. This will be a very cozy pair to hopefully wear for a little bit the rest of this fall before I totally get into Christmas socks. I don't have too much more left to do. This is a pair of vanilla socks following the vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars pattern by Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady, knit up in the Candy Corn sock set by Legacy Fiber Arts. My last pair of socks I have to show you is a pattern sock, also by Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady. This is Rhinebeck Roomies. This witch hat progress keeper is from Clay Cannon on Etsy. And I am doing this as a cuff down pattern. It's a very pretty texture, mostly with knits and pearls and a few other little tricky things, but it's not very complicated. It's a super fun pattern. This is the second time I am knitting this pattern. I am choosing to do it on DPNs. These are my size 2, 2.75 millimeter radiant DPNs from Knit Picks. And the yarn I'm using is Apple Crisp by Hypnotic Yarn. It is from one of her Yarnable colorways a little while ago, and I knew that I wanted to use this yarn for this pattern, and I am very thrilled to finally be working on it. This is my first sock, so I haven't made quite as much progress with this one as I have on some of my others. But I do want to continue working on this. I'm excited to have this finished object. I think I will keep this one for myself, although I could gift it. We'll see. I really do love this yarn, though. One more quick look at this beautiful texture on the Rhinebeck Roomies pattern. I have this project in my Grease project bag that I got from Fate's Thread. When I got the bag, I also had to get the cute little needle cozy with the same fabric. So fun. I really, really love this fabric, and Grease is one of my all-time favorite movie musicals. So I'm trying to decide how much longer to knit this leg. I think I'll probably go at least 44 or 48 rounds. It is a 4-round repeat, so some kind of multiple of 4. And then I think I will do the slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset that she calls for in the pattern. So I have a little ways to go on this. This is the Rhinebeck Roomies pattern by Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady, knit up in Apple Crisp by Hypnotic Yarn. Okay, so I know I said over the summer that I was not going to do Stephen West's Mystery Knit Along this fall, But I lied. I decided that I thought it was going to be too great to pass up. And so I did find some yarn out of my stash and I did cast on his shawl. Now I'm nowhere near finishing. I definitely did not keep up with it during each clue while it came out throughout the month of October. But I absolutely love working on it. And I have some friends from the Love and Stitches membership that I'll be knitting along with in December. So it's going to be a lot of fun to just work at my own pace, embrace my own pace, as he says, to finish it on my own terms. I really, really love my yarn and I'm so excited to show you. My color A is Curl Up and Dye in the colorway Faded Rose Petal. I rescued this yarn from one of the shawls I frogged last year, and I think I got this yarn at a Little Knitty, one of my local yarn stores. My color B is Knit Picks Preciosa in the colorway Anemone. And my color C is also Knit Picks Preciosa in the colorway Pokeberry. Such a pretty pink color. And then my color D is in Shalaman Yarns in the colorway Love and Happiness. So here is what they look like in my project together. This is one half of Clue 2 that I have completed. It started with this square in the middle, and then I'm currently starting this other kind of point. Just barely got started with the second half of Clue 2. So I'm really not even halfway done yet, and that's fine. It's all good. I am using size 4 ChiaoGoo red lace fixed circular needles. I just thought these colors looked so pretty together. I'm using a confetti birthday cake progress keeper. I think it's either from Suker Miniatures or Simply Serving on Etsy. And I have this in my rainbow butterfly bag from Southern Sewn by Sharon. Nice big project bag for a 4-skein project. So like I say, I'm going to keep working on this. I've seen the final product and it is absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait to keep showing you my progress. This is Geo Gradient, the 2023 Mystery Knit Along by Stephen West. My next work in progress I would love to show you. I have in my Woodland Creature big project bag from Bags by Awesome Granny. Such a fun print. Really love this bag as well. This is a flax that I am knitting for my niece, Aurora. I am at the point where I finished the body, so I just need to bind off actually this bottom ribbing and then pick the sleeves up and it will be ready to work on the sleeves and then it will be done. I am doing the size 2 to 4. She's almost 20 months old, so I think she should be able to grow into this. It actually may be more like a sweater dress for her at this point, but I really love how it looks. This Pumpkin Spice Latte Progress Keeper is from Simply Serving. The yarn I am using is Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel in the colorway Petit Fours Galore. This is what I have left in the first skein. And then what I did get 2 skeins. And so I actually wound off and split into 2 balls this green color from the second skein to use for the sleeves. At least I think I should be able to get most of the sleeves done in each of these. Her little sleeves are not going to be that long, so we'll see. And then I do have more from my second ball that I can kind of wind off to match with the striping in the body. I think that would look the nicest. So I'm very excited to bind the bottom of this body off and then work on the sleeves and have a little Christmas gift ready for my sweet little niece. This is the Flax Sweater by Tin Can Knits, knit up in Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel. My last project that I would like to show you is actually no longer a work in progress. As of yesterday, I finished it, and I do plan on gifting it to my nephew, Walter, in just a couple days. So I thought I would take the opportunity to show it while I still had it live in person. This is a Christmas stocking for my nephew, Walter, for his first Christmas. He was just born this past August. I'm very happy to have this done. This is similar to the stocking I knit for Aurora last year for her first Christmas. I used the top-down Christmas stocking pattern by Faye Kennington. I did the same holly that I did for Aurora's, and then I used a truck with the Christmas tree in the back motif with kind of this like plaid for the rest of the leg and foot of the stocking. The yarn I used was Plymouth Encore in the colorways Royal Red and Teal Adelphia. And this cream yarn is Plymouth Encore Stars in the colorway Ecru. And then the gray I used for the truck is Lion Brand Wool Ease in the color Oxford Gray. And then I just kind of faked a little bit of stitching. I thought it turned out okay for his name. And just yesterday I did the lining out of a t-shirt. This is the same technique I did for my niece's stocking last year. So hopefully they'll kind of match. I can always make them a new set as they grow older and they can request what they actually want on it. But for his first Christmas, I thought this would be a sweet way to start for a first stocking. She has you start with an I-cord cast on and then do a couple extra inches of I-cord for the loop, which I just kind of attached and sewed together. And this is just a super fun color work chart. This pattern has lots of different motifs that you can mix and match. I chose to do contrasting toes, heels, and the little bit of cuff at the top. And I think this will match really well with his sisters. This is the top-down Christmas stocking pattern by Faye Kennington, knit up in Plymouth Encore and Lion Brand Wool Ease. Well, those are all my current works in progress, minus all of the scrappy projects I have on. Maybe I should do a scrappy project update sometime soon too. I really love everything that I have been working on these last few months, and I'm looking forward to finishing them. I am gonna try to clear as much of that off the needles before December 1st as I possibly can so that I can devote most of December for Advent and Christmas knitting. What have you been working on lately? Leave me a comment below and also let me know what you are planning for the month of December. I would love to hear from you. Or if there's any other feedback or anything else you want to tell me about, please leave a comment below or message me on Instagram. I am Knitty Heather on Instagram and I always love hearing from everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, be well, be kind, and happy making. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.